little, intimidating as she got older. The problem was that he insisted on turning her private homecoming salute into a game, a contest, and what had once been hers alone then had to be shared with the entire family. Her father was big on sharing, on taking what was private and making it communal. He believed in long, rambling family discussions, which he called rap sessions in the language of the day, and unlocked doors and casual semi-nudity, although their mother had broken him of that habit. If you tried to keep something for yourself, whether it was a bag of candy purchased with your own money or a feeling you didn't want to express, he accused you of hoarding. He sat you down, looked straight into your eyes, and told you that families didn't work that way. A family was a team, a unit, a country unto itself, the one part of her identity that would remain constant the rest of her life. We lock our front doors against strangers, he said, but never against each other. So he seized I.C. Hutzler's for the family good and encouraged everyone to vie for the right to say it first. Once the rest of the family decided to play, that last mile of beltway had been unbearable in its suspense. The sisters craned their necks, leaning forward in the old lap seatbelts, the ones worn only on long trips. That's how things were back then. Seatbelts for long trips only, no bicycle helmets ever, skateboards made from splintery planks of wood and old roller skates. Pinned by her seatbelt, she felt her stomach flip and her pulse race. And for what? For the hollow honor of being the first to say out loud what she had always been the first to think. As with all her father's contests, there was no prize, no point. Since she could no longer be guaranteed victory, she did what she always did. She pretended not to care. Yet here she was again, alone, guaranteed the win if she wanted it, hollow as that victory would be. And her stomach still flipped, unaware that the store was long gone, that everything around the once familiar Cloverleaf had changed. Changed and, yes, cheapened. The placid dowager that had been Hutzler's was now a tacky value city. Opposite, on the south side of the highway, the Quality Inn had morphed into one of those storage places. It wasn't possible from this vantage point to see if Howard Johnson's, home of the family's weekly fish fry suppers, remained at the intersection, but she somehow doubted it. Did Howard Johnson's exist anywhere anymore? Did she? Yes and no. What happened next transpired in seconds. Everything does if you think about it. She would say that later, under questioning. The Ice Age happened in a matter of seconds. There were just a lot of them. Oh, she could make people love her if absolutely necessary. And although the tactic was less essential to her survival now, the habit was hard to break. Her interrogators pretended exasperation, but she could tell she was having the desired effect on most of them. By then, her description of the accident was breathlessly vivid, a polished routine. She had glanced to the right, eastward, trying to recall all her childhood landmarks, forgetting the old admonition, bridges may freeze first, and felt a strange sensation, almost as if the steering wheel were slipping from her grasp. But the car was actually separating from the road, losing traction, although the sleet had not started and the pavement looked bone dry. It was oil, not ice, she would learn later, left from an earlier accident. How could one control for a coating of oil, invisible in the March twilight, for the inactions or incomplete actions of a crew of men she had never met, would never know? Somewhere in Baltimore, a man sat down to supper that night, unaware that he had destroyed someone else's life, and she envied him his ignorance. She clutched the steering wheel and pounded on the pedals, but the car ignored her. The boxy sedan slid to the left, moving like the needle on a haywire tachometer. She bounced off the Jersey wall, spun around, slid to the other side of the highway. For a moment it seemed as if she were the only one driving, as if all the other cars and their drivers had frozen in deference and awe. The old Valiant, the name had seemed a good omen, a reminder of Prince Valiant and all that he stood for back in the Sunday comics, moved swiftly and gracefully, a dancer among the stolid, earthbound